the Meri Atelier, and today is Sunday, August the 13th. Welcome to my desk. We're here to do some art. Look at that shadow, isn't that cool? I'm going to work in my art journals and do some work on my birds. I want to finish up my birds and my bird envelopes. I do want to get these out next week. Yes. So, let me go here and set up my tablet. I wish I could do this before I went on live, but I can't, so here we are. I hope you all are having a good weekend or have had a good weekend. We've got one person in here, and it might be me. Yeah. It might be me. Hello, me. Oh, there's Melody. Hi, Melody. Hi, Mina. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome. It still says I only have one person in here, though. Oh, dear me. Let me set the quality. So, what are you all up to this weekend? I saw Mina at Pearl's Finds auction and Debbie Ham and Wendy. Let me set the quality here up so that it looks halfway decent when I'm streaming. Alrighty. Welcome, and if you're up in the balcony watching, welcome, welcome. Come on in if you have a mind to, and if you don't, well, enjoy the balcony. And if you're watching on the replay, welcome, welcome. We always like people that watch on the replay. I have been having fun with this book that I got from Johnny. This happens to be one about St. Augustine and Thomas à Kempis, and it was damaged. And she bought these, Johnny bought these as a set, thinking that it would be really good to sell for lap books. Well, I surveyed the damage on the back, and it looks like it might have been water damaged. It's a little bit in here, but the pages are fine. Now, this I did myself. And then I Cloroxed it. And it really turned out nice when I Cloroxed it. I like the front of it a lot. The back of it is, I got a little wild with the Clorox. You could call this a galaxy, I guess. But it's fun. I'm going to leave it like that. And then, was this Friday night? I was playing with stamping. I had cleaned out a basket. And speaking about cleaning out baskets, you guys, I lost Penelope. I said she jumped over the cliff. But I got several comments and a couple of posts saying, Meri, she's in a box, she's in a basket. I'm going, they can't hide from her. And lo and behold, here she is. Penelope, what are you doing in here? She says, I'm here, Meri. I was just taking a rest. So the lost is found. Penelope's back with us. Thank you for everyone that sent me comments and chatted with me in the stream. I just saw the message just as I was going off, I think. And I said I'd check, but I thought she jumped over the cliff. But she didn't. She knows about that cliff. All right, and so here's my basket. Looks like I have more things in here. See, these are the charms. No, these are silver charms, but those aren't the ones I was going to use on my bird. Looks like maybe some galaxy and space ones in there, some sea ones. Yeah, it looks like a spider web, and maybe, I'm not sure what that is. A fish and well, you know. So I got some charms, a zipper, an eraser. I'll save these out. Some Tim Holtz. I'm making good progress. I've got some buttons that I need to put in my button box. I'm not going to do anything with these right now tonight because I want to do some other things. I also have some, no, that's ink. I have some ink pens. All right. So I'll deal with those later. what I did this weekend was I boiled some marigold. Reaching for it. It didn't turn out too yellow. It turned out more tan than yellow, but it could be because I'm not sure why. Why? Because, let me adjust my camera here a little. Now I stuffed some of this trim in here, and it got a little dark in places, and I don't think that's burned. I think that's just, I'm not sure. It might have been starting to burn. I'm just not sure what's going on here. I thought maybe I'd put some more water on it and see if I could dilute this a little. But it happened as it was crumbled up, like so. So, I'm not sure. I'm going to save out one of these and see if I can't dilute it. I think I had 3, maybe 4 pieces of that. I'm just going to take it out. And then, of course, I had the marigold leaves, and of course they're not going to stick to the paper full term. They're sticking now, but I thought maybe I'd put one of these under the printer. And this is the heavier paper, and it did not eco-dye as nice, and it took a long time to dry. It took a long time for this paper to dry. But I can feel it's kind of embossed. I think I'll put this one under the printer, and let me lift these up and kind of, I brushed them off really, but they're still kind of dirty. And some of them, of course, I tried to lift it up before it was ready, and I tore. These aren't too bad. Here's some torn ones. But I thought, well, you know, I could even put the torn ones under the printer with something underneath of it, like that. And that might be cool as a printed page. But they're tan. They're not really yellow. Although my dye was pretty in yellow. I don't know why. I did have leaves and stuff in there. Maybe it was just the reaction with the, I went out in the yard and got plant material. But anyway, that's what I've been playing with this weekend. Some of it, anyway. I'm going to take the papers out. And I'll have to take this pan and clean it out because I can use it again. Now let me just throw this in here. And we'll put this down below. And this. No, I want to play with that. I want to see if I can. What did I do with my water? Squish water bottle. Well, if I find my water bottle, I'll play with it. I don't see it hanging off the edge of my cart like it should be. I got it out the other day to do something, and I didn't put it back. Let's look at folks who come in. Let me refresh my chat here. It's good to see all of you. Melody says, hello, Meri. How are you, dear? I'm doing pretty good. I've been getting a lot of rest. I was tired Friday night. I did not stream Friday night. I was really tired. Just wiped out tired for no reason. Lazy tired, I guess. And I thought, well, I'll stream in the morning. Guess who didn't stream the next morning? I was still tired. This needs a little brushing off here. But I'm good now. I haven't been doing much today. I lost my phone, and I have a second phone, and it's the first time I ever used that function to find your phone, and boy, it worked. I found it. I have to get one of those on Penelope. It worked really nice. I'm just going to kind of wipe these papers off a little. I can put one of these under the printer and see if I can print it. I don't know. The last time I used my printer, though, I messed it up, so it might still be messed up. I'm still learning how to use that printer. It's an Eco Tank. And, yeah, see, it's kind of, these papers are kind of cruddy dirty. This I can see the print. I think I had some ferns on here. That might be one to try to print, if I can get my printer working. And just let me wipe these off a little. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Gail. Good evening, Gail. It's good to see you and Kristen. And who else is here? Shelly Brookview. Hi, Shelly. And Nina. Melody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I refreshed my chat, so I hope that didn't. It only goes up to Meri. How are you, dear? I hope I'm not going to have that issue. I'm just kind of wiping the layer of fine. Some of this paper I can't use, but some I can if I put some washi tape on it. This is interesting. I'll put some washi tape in there. I was reading that our state fair is going to happen here, I think, next week. And they have a activity for people to sketch, outdoor sketching at the state fair. And I'm not sure how you enter it. It just says it has to be state fair related stuff. Now I can see this might make a nice print too. I'm going to try some of these. And these look brighter in the camera, or at least in my camera, than they really are. They're kind of a dull tan gray color. Not gray, tan. They're kind of a dull tan, but look, see, even when I rub pretty hard on these marigold leaves, they're not coming off. And I found my book that I had from last year where I put those morning glories in there. I think I'll get out my wax seals. I owe Crayspire a video. They've been so patient with me. I owe Crayspire a video. But I might try to use some of those morning glories. See what I get off of here. I'm rubbing pretty hard on this. I guess they're stuck on there. Which is okay with me. Oh, they're stuck over here too. This is kind of cool, but it's got a tear in it. And it's got a tear down here that I want to mend with washi tape. And then we're back down to these torn ones. That I thought would be neat, stacking them up. Let me get this off my desk now, because it's ooey, dirty. And go down to the bottom of chat here. Nina says, back again, I was listening while I made a salad to snack on. Yeah, my brother made a steak tonight. And he buys the big steaks. He can eat the whole thing, but I can only eat half of it. I'm not really that much of a meat eater. I try not to think about the poor animal it came from. I'm still not a big meat eater, though. I cut off half of it. I'll probably tell him he can have it tomorrow. Let's grab a hold of this and swoosh some alcohol on it, or hand sanitizer. Kind of clean off the desk here. Although if I get to using those pages, I'll probably get them dirty again. So I do want to work on the birdies tonight. I want to finish up Karen's. I have some journals that I want to send to her that she won one of them a couple years ago. I was going through my stash and she said, "You found my jam journal, Meri." Oh no, I kept it, not intentionally. What happens is I stack stuff up, and then, you know, I apologize, you guys. I get to moving on to something else, and I completely forget about things. But I'm very happy to send it to her. And when I made gem journals, I made 2. And I didn't use either one of them. One I make to give away, and one I make for myself. Well, I'm going to send her both of them because they're both not used. There we go. That's as clean as it's going to get for now. A little bit of gunk over here. Okie dokie. Let me throw this away. And let's see. Let's put Penelope front and center here. Melody said she made peach cobbler to have with some ice cream. That sounds delicious. I rescued 2 fresh peaches from the supposedly half lug that my brother bought. And he said tonight at supper, he said, I had to throw some of those peaches away. They were getting rotten on me. Well, he took them and hid them in the porch. He hid them from me. I just laughed. I thought, well, that's what happens when you pick them all down for yourself. If you don't eat them all, they'll go rotten on you if you don't share them. I didn't say that to him, but I was thinking it. I rescued 2 when we brought them home. But I think I'll slice them over some ice cream. That sounds delicious. And it'll be his ice cream, too. Peach cobbler to have with some ice cream. That sounds yummy, Melody. Gail says she loves it. Yum, 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 yum. Sounds delicious. Kristen says, hi, Gail. Gail said, hi, Kristen. Kristen says, hello. Shelly says, hi. Gail said, hi, Meri. Hi, Mina. Hi, Melody. Hope everyone is well. I had fun. Mina said she had fun at Pearl's Auctions, Meri. I love that you were there, too. Yeah, I go to Pearl's Auctions periodically. She is, I don't know all the circumstances, so I'm not even going to go into that. I just know that she is getting ready for a move, and I guess she has a lot to sell. So she might be having some more. She is Pearl at Pearl's Finds, Finds, Pearl's Finds on YouTube. I think they're invoicing this weekend, though, so I don't know if they'll have another sale till next weekend. I love it when she sells the fabrics. And she had a lady on called Pam, and I can't pronounce Pam's last name. But Pam, oh my goodness. She had some beautiful fabrics and linens to sell. Drool, drool, drool. I probably spent more than I should have, but I liked everything I got. I got, from Pearl, I got some, fabrics, of course, and some laces. And I can't remember everything else she was selling right offhand. From Debbie, I know I bought some ledger paper, a pack of ledger and book paper from Debbie, and some cabinet cards. She was selling cabinet cards. And what else was she selling she was selling a lot of postcards. I got some of the Christmas, the old antique Christmas card or postcards, but the newer ones I kind of passed on because I just have so much. Gail says hello, Melody says hello, and there we are. She sent out her invoices this morning. I didn't get any. You got your invoice already? I'm going to have to check my email. I didn't see any invoice. I know I checked this afternoon. Maybe she's still packing up my stuff. I think she does it, a little at a time. I'll have to message them and see, did you get my invoice? I'll message Pearl and say, she's probably still working on them. Yeah. Yep. Well, I have my... phone out that has the printer app on it. let's see. I have to get in here. Hold on. Phone is starting. Yeah, I did a restart on it. Give it a minute to find its way home. I have my Epson printer app here. And I'm going to take some of these that I saved out here. And I could probably just do a print on my printer. Let's do the torn ones. Let's see, let's put it, I don't know if I want all that dark down there. Let's see how this prints like this. So I'm just going to set it right here, and I have to get to my printer. Even though I'm making progress, it's still a work in progress. I have these big, larger 18 by 24 watercolor pads that I'm going to put back in the back closet against the wall, but I got them out here, and I put them, of course, right where I need to be. Hold on. Hold the phone. All right. Whoops. I've got some stuff I want to recycle, but now, let's see what I can do here. I have to take this stuff, some more stuff I was going to print. Hold on. Just let me straighten stuff out here. I had some from another time that I dyed. Let's take this off, and let's put this on the, and let's see what I have in here. I think I just have, let me put plain copy paper in there, because I don't want to do tests on that nicer, more expensive paper. I can't find the, is that too much for you? One sheet too many. Oh, we'll take it out. Let me put this down on the printer. And it won't be borderless. Let's see. If I can't get it to go, I can't see the control panel. That's okay. Letterhead, that's okay. All right. It's going to print it, I think. Here it comes. We'll see how this works. It may be, I may have to adjust it a little. Sorry, you guys are just sitting there staring at the paper, so I'm sorry. I didn't need to, oh, it's coming out good. Now I'm just going to flip this over, and I don't know if it pulls from the front or the back. I'm going to put it on the front. I'm going to see if I can't do a two-sided copy. I know you can print two-sided, but I have to read the the directions. Yeah, it's pulling it again. And let me get one of these smaller books out. You guys, I want to flip the rest of my journals, but I don't want to do it tonight. I do want to work on envelopes tonight. Hold on. Just let me get this stuff out of the way. It's all where my feet should be. All right. That turned out nice. That turned out nice. And what my thinking is, grab one of these smaller books. I'm thinking that I can just cut the borders off. Cut it to size. I'm going to print another one. I wish I had it set up for two-sided printing, but I don't. So that turned out really nice, didn't it? That'll be fun to put in a journal, and I can cut. Let's just take this stuff off. And I'm just going to play with this one, and then we'll move on, because I don't want to get all caught up in this. This is one I did. I can cut this off, too. This was graph paper that I printed on. I'm not going to do any more of this tonight, because I want to move on. Well, got to find a way to... Let's just get all of this off. I thought I was going to have to use my app, but I just hit the print on the printer. I hit the print key. Let me just put this over in there. All right. I can put this back again. I don't need it. So, actually, I think I will print on the other side of this. Get a two-sided print. Let me put it back in the printer. See, I do all this while I'm online with you guys. And hit the print key. It's so nice to have a printer again. I had one when, I don't know when, a long time ago I had one. I should go through these journals, but I really don't want to do it tonight. Hold on a minute, it's coming. It's about halfway done. Trim off the edges here. Okay, that's all printing we're going to do tonight. Let's cut these down to size. I'm going to make them fit this little journal. Now, this is a French journal, and I do think I'm going to take out the stitching here and see if I can't save them as folios. And I have to be very careful. But see, you can see the stitching in there. I don't know if I can save the fly pages. I'll try. It looks like it starts in here. No? Well, we'll fool with that in a minute. What I want to do is cut this down to this size. And, oh, Lordy. I don't have enough room on my desk. That's why I thought Penelope jumped over the cliff. This book is six by, well, about going from the 6 inches this way and about 3 3/4. Do I have that on the one? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, about 3 3/4. Not count, I mean, counting this. That just doesn't That looks like it's more like 4, doesn't it? But 4, here, we'll put it on this mark. Well, no, it's about 3, and if I put it on that mark, it's still about 3 3/4. It's almost 4. And I want this, let's just fold this in half. Well, let's trim off the little edges first. I would like to get it set up for borderless printing, but for these smaller books, I can just cut the, and of course my blade is, do I have, look, oh well, it's just torn like the real paper. I thought I saved the blade out here. Let me look. Hold on. Thought I saved that blade out over here. And when you want it, it's not here. That just irritates me to no end. What happened to it? It was here. I don't see the thing. There! Did it get in here? No, I don't see it. Well, my blade isn't cutting good. Could you do just as well tearing at it, but I'll shorten that anyway. This will be shortened, like, well, almost. Fold it in half. I might just tear it, but I can't tear this little stuff. My blade needs to be changed, and I don't know what I did with my, I had one out. I found one. What did I do with it? A whole bunch of glue sticks here. No, I don't see it in here. I do better tearing it with a ruler. Hold on. Eating it up. Makes me mad. I just want to get the white edges off of this, because I can, that paper might be a little wet yet from the ink. That may be why it's doing that, because it shouldn't be eating at it like that. Now, I think that paper was a little wet from the ink yet. I want to welcome those of you who came in while I was preoccupied. No, this is not cutting. Why isn't it cutting? Because your blade is totally dull, Meri. Gosh. Making a mess out of it. It didn't do too bad, but cut that other one nice. This side is complaining. I'll have to, oh look, I didn't even get it cut. I'll have to, the next time I see those blades, just stop and change it right when I have those blades in my hand. One more. Yeah, it's tearing at it. Alright, well that's all we're going to fool with this until I get a new blade. I'm getting organized, but still there are things I still not completely organized on. I thought I had that blade out over this way on this desk because I said I was going to put it in the next time I used it. And of course when I want it, it's not there. I'm checking again. No, it's not here. I don't know what I did with it. Ah, is this it? No, that's a stamp. All right, quit worrying about it. Just move on. All right, but even though these pages are kind of ripped, I'm going to size them down anyway. And I think this will make a nice, now let's see what I want to do here is I want to do some disassembling here. This is a little French book, but I can't read French. I cannot read French, so, and I think right here, and these two are glued together, I think if I gently pull this, I can rescue the fly page and then come in here and cut the stitching. Right in there. It's fun to play with these old books. I was going through some that I have out in the dining room. I'm getting ready to, I have to move some folded tables out of that little stash room so we can build that bookcase. But I thought I would see what books I have out in the dining room in there. And I was kind of looking at some I got off of Facebook Marketplace, kind of cool little music books. And I think Johnny was selling some of those, maybe not the exact ones, but those are the type of books when, you know, they're getting ready to throw those books away. And if you can rescue them and give them a new life, that's what I'm trying to do here. Get this first stitch cut. I think it's cut. I don't know if it's cut all the way through though. There. See, if I can get these out, I probably won't be able to save them all. But if I can save some folded pages, that would be nice. And then I'll use them in my, when I, see where I'm going. This book is out of copyright. I think the copyright on it was, oh, it doesn't have a copyright. But it looks like it's out of copyright. I don't see a copyright date on it. It's French. That's not dated. That says 2070, but that's not a year. There's no such year as 2070, and then it goes into text. Oh, this says Torino 14 GIUGNO 1898. So I'm thinking this is 1898. See, these should come out pretty easy. I want to finish taking this one out, and then we'll fool with those. There. Did I get them all? Yep, I did. So I don't think I want to ruin this. I was thinking I'd expand it, but I don't know if I want to expand it. It's so cool the way it is. So what I think I want to do, look, this is a nice little book block. But I think I want to take out some of these, if I can. So this one here. Right in there. Let's take that one out and see if I can't open up some of these pages. You have to find the center one. Pull the strings out here. Oh, my knife got away from me. Pull these out. But that's what they stitch this with. Looks like a string. It doesn't feel waxed or anything special. It's just a thread. And see, I've got some pages that I can use as a guide. I've got 3 of them here. So I'm going to do that to all of these pages, not tonight, but I can use it as a guide. Hold on. I might take these apart. I can use it as a guide for these. Does this one have a... No, it just has a... I have no idea what this says. And even though my printer, my blade, my trimmer was dull and wrecked those edges, I can take those edges off. I want to welcome those of you who slipped in here while I'm busy doing my thing here. Thank you for coming. It's the end of the week, the start of a new week. Let's see if I can't just tear this. cool. Now, Johnny said she only puts 5, maybe 6 folios in a signature. And I think I want some plain, and I don't know if I can get to my plain paper or not. Did a job on that. That's okay. And I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, you make these journals, and I don't sell them. First of all, you know, a lot of mine are, I might give some away every now and then, like those jam journals. But I like my journals to be used. So I think I want a piece of plain in here. I don't want to use white. But I want to use a nice, yeah, I tore at that. Because I don't know, I guess I'll just draw on it. And I thought maybe what I would do is pick out some words here and put them in a translator and see what it said, and then try to illustrate it or something over there. Thought I might try that. Here, let's use this one for 1, because it says 1. I like that, and then we've got this. And I'll just do one signature here. These are pretty well torn. Any ideas what I could do with this? Who was it? Was it Pearl or Debbie? I think it was Pearl. Had some bird fabric that was like little little bird pictures, only it was on fabric, and they were little rectangles, all, you know. And she didn't have much of it, but she had enough to. I think I got one. I'm not totally sure. And then I won one of the offer ups. I was in love with it. And I actually started bidding before she showed that. She had a box of pink laces and doilies and stuff, and a box of ecru ones, and I knew I liked the ecru, so that's what I had my eye on, but I didn't see it before I bid on it. I bid. And I wasn't going to get it if I just got the pink. I was going to pass. But once I saw what was in that cream one, I was going to keep bidding. And I did, and I won it. Much to the consternation of the people I was bidding against. But Nikki was the person I beat out, I think. I'll just call her Nikki, because that's her name. She's got a big, long name. But she won one the next day that was gorgeous. A big box. So I didn't feel so bad. You feel bad. I don't really care for offer-ups. Offer-up is like an auction. Because I don't like bidding against people. But if I really want it, I will. And I really wanted that one. But I understand why they do it, because they only have one thing to offer, and everybody wants it. And so, and it does help out the seller. It does help out the seller to have a nice auction. All right. This looks like the introduction here, but we're gonna put it in the middle. We're gonna put it next. We're gonna put it here. Like this. And then this one, and I think I'll put a couple sheets of white or cream paper. I don't think I have any out on my desk. Well, I might. Is that it? No. No, I don't have any out. And I'd have to go trip over boxes to get to it. Oh, and you know I'm going to have to tear this down some. Well, maybe not. Maybe I can get this other one in there. So I have a page of French, a printed page, a printed page of print, but I'll probably put some plain ones in here because I want something to write on. And then this one. And we'll put these in, well, I'll just slip them there I'll just slip them underneath. So that's how I'm going to put this together. Now I do have those scrapbook pages that I could put in there. Those little, I don't know what I did with them. I'm going to dig them out. But they're little Victorian ladies and stuff like that I can put in there. But I kind of like my journals to tell a story. And I don't know what this is all about. I might try translating some of this and seeing what it's all about. Just type that in and see what the French, so I can get a flavor of the book. And I'm not really, you know, I got French fabric and French, I got French ephemera and that, but I'm not really wanting to do French. I don't want to do another Eiffel Tower. Oh, here, I could put this, this looks like, it says pedagogish, that sounds like pedagogue, so that sounds maybe like elementary, didashi, I don't know what that means. So it might be a book for beginners in some, I don't know, I'm just guessing. This says Del Arithmetica Practice. So I'm thinking this might be either to teach beginning or beginning, I don't know, beginning something or other. I have no idea. I'll look that up. But that's all I'm going to do in that tonight, because I don't want to bore you guys. Look, this isn't going to all fit in there. Let's take this out, put this in like that. And I can't get it too thick, that's the thing, because I don't want to break the spine. So whatever I do in it is going to be short and sweet. Maybe at the most 3 signatures, even that. Let's call this a signature like this. This is 2. And the spine is here. Oh, I might get 4, but 3 if I'm going to put 3 if I put you know, ephemera and stuff in here. I don't want it too thick. And I'll probably put a couple more pages in here, white pages. And I want to keep it pretty flat. I want to keep it thin because I don't think I want to mess this up. It's too cool. I might scan that. And this, I guess I'll use for something else. I could split all those pages, but I might hold on to it. It's got a nice binding here to hold it together. So there we go. That's my play for the day. All right, let me come out and look at chat. Let me put this away so I don't... You guys, you found Penelope for me. She's been found. And I think is it Lucia's daughter? I don't know. You guys keep Lucia... And I think it's her daughter. I think it's her daughter's married name is missing or has been missing. Those of you that know Lucia McGill, just keep her in your prayers. I don't know. I haven't seen the latest update. But pray for Lucia and her family. God knows where she is. God's taking care of her. Mina says, Meri, you could use that journal to write down your favorite quotes. I could. That's a good idea, Mina. Mina says, Penelope was tired and decided to take a nap in the basket. Either that or she was hiding from the mess on my desk. Chaz is here. Hi, Chaz. Hi, Leah. Leah was here. Leah was in Pearl's cell, too, yesterday. Hi, pink girly birthday girl. Lori had a birthday this past, wasn't yesterday, was it? Or was it? It was either yesterday or the day before she had a birthday. Happy birthday. And do you know who else has a birthday today? She's not in here, but Lisa Conway. Happy birthday, Lisa. I wished her a happy birthday on our private page and then in Fib Diggity. So, I don't know if she was with Tanya this afternoon. I was busy doing stuff this afternoon. Mina says, I'm planning to make a journal where I'll stamp images so that I can use it as a reference of the type of stamp that I want to use when crafting. I have lots of stamps. I love them. That's an excellent idea. Now, that little journal's too little, but I could make a journal to do that. I've got a couple of boxes of stamps that I could just, and I could reference in the journal what box they're in. Although I'm going to actually, I have a couple boxes of stamps. But I also have stamps scattered in other boxes. But after I get my inventory all done, I'm going to go through and pull all the stamps, stray stamps out and put them in, get them together as a collection. That's one of the things on my to-do list to do. Meri, you could get that bird fabric. Those doily sets were $6 for, yeah. When Deb was on the first day, she was selling those doily sets, or was that Pam? I can't remember which one was selling the doily. I think they both were. But I think I bought a couple of packages of doilies. I think I did, and they were a bargain. I think there were 12 of them in there. So they were really 50 cents a piece. And those doilies, even at the thrift stores, those nicer doilies will cost you, it'll cost you $1 on up, depending on the size. They don't sell those nicer doilies for, even at the thrift store, for 50 cents. So there were some bargains to be had. And I think they plan on doing it again next week, but I'm not sure. If you message Pearl at Pearl's Finds, go to her channel, and she'll have a email address in there, somewhere in there. If you can't find her email address, message me and I'll get it to you if you want to go to her auction. I really don't need any more, you guys, but I feel like I'm helping both of them out a little. And, and they both have things I enjoy, and Pam did too. I didn't make it to Wendy's sale, and I didn't make it to all of Pearl and Deb's, because they sold for like 3 or 4 days this weekend. Was Joyce in here? Leah says, Joyce, I love being Gigi. The last baby was a wonderful surprise. He's 6 months old. My next youngest grand is 7. They're saying hello to Leah. Nancy Widner. Nancy, if you're out there, if you're up in the balcony, hi. Nancy Widner, she pops in when she can. It's good to see you, Nancy. There's Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Joyce says, I'm jealous. Oh, no. What are you jealous of? She says, hi, Leah, I'm jealous. Leah said, good evening, everyone. It would be great to give Meri a thumbs up. Well, thank you, Leah. I appreciate the thumbs up. And I appreciate all of you who come in here tonight. She says, I won't be able to chat much. I have a sleeping baby in my arms. That's why Joyce is jealous. Or was that Leah? No, it's Leah who has the baby in her arms and Joyce who's jealous. Aww. Chris, I can't pronounce your last name. I'll call you Chris K. She says, hi, everybody. I'll be up in the balcony. Now, that's great, Chris. Thanks for popping in, saying hello to everyone. Joyce Boring brings the joy. Mina says she's probably still working on them. What? Oh, the invoices. I'm back to the invoices. Lori says, I never see Pearl sales. Well, go to her channel. It's Pearl's Finds. Just type in Pearl's Finds and you'll see it there. And get on her email list. And what I like about Pearl and Deb too, if you want something and they don't have it, but if they think they can get it, they'll write your name down. You know, and if they have it in their stash, sometimes they have their private stash or they haven't gotten everything out, and they'll write it down and they'll check and see if you still want it. And there's Teresa. Hi, Teresa. There's Nancy Widner's smiling face. Hi. I'm so glad you popped in, Nancy. Who else am I missing? Pam. Which Pam? Is it Stitch It, Pam? Kitty Jen. Hi, Kitty Jen. Which Pam came in? A flow journal of stamped images would be a good idea, too. It would be. That is a great idea, both you and Mina. I think that's really good. So here's the thing. Let me get I saw it underneath when I grabbed for the trimmer here. Let me grab my Society of Ideas. You might see my gray hair as I bend down. My book is under my desk. Society of Idea Collector. Let me write a couple of these things down or I'll forget them. You know how that goes. Dee Dee Willingham says, write it down. Write it down. Let me write this down. I haven't done a lot in my Society of Idea Collector. I want to do more. I was here working out designs for tatting, I think. I was doing a tatting, someplace in here is where I was doing my tatting, but I was doing a tatting mind map in here. It might be, I think I skipped some pages. What's this? I'll read this. This is things you can write down in your Society of Idea Collector. April 3rd, I wrote this down. The day before I hurt my no, it was on April 5th. 2 days before I hurt my shoulder. It says, an idea woke me up this morning at 3:30 a.m. It is a Monday morning, and I usually sleep in on Mondays. It's a way to use tatting different. So I was thinking about tatting. To reinvent a so-called lost art, which, if you search Google and browse YouTube, you will quickly discover it is not a lost art at all. What I truly think is that we have lost, maybe, our creative ways to use something that we call lost arts. Letter writing, what else is lost? Macrame, knotting, doilies. That might be an interesting list to compile. And why do the arts become lost? Then I put, because people quit making that type of art. Fads come and go. I remember one art journal, a well-known art journaler at the time, relayed in an interview how art journaling would someday become a lost art. How I protested, never! But, alas, perhaps among all the junk journals, altered books, slow stitching, reinvention of embroidery, the techniques we experimented with indeed had become lost or hidden underneath the piles of creative technique. And then I put define lost here. So I was doing a little, I had just woke up and I was doing a little morning journaling. Well, those call them morning pages, but I wanted to get this thought down. And it's all about the lost art. I don't think it's lost so much in the sense that it's lost in the sense that we as a culture do not do it as much as what we used to. You know, and there's lost technology. Think of CDs. Now, some of you probably still have CD players and CD players on your computer where you can still store stuff on a CD, but I would recommend you don't keep those around too long because things move on. I'm trying to think of some other things that are kind of lost in culture-wise. Things move on. I was watching, who was I watching? I was watching an interview show, and I can't remember who said it, but he was bemoaning the fact that in the schools today, they no longer have chalkboards and you know, they said he said it's all paper. It's all paper. I mean, not paper. It's all computer screens now and phones. And I don't know. I haven't been in any schools recently to know if the schools around here have given up their blackboards. Whiteboards, I think he called them. Even the whiteboards are electronic nowadays. So as our culture evolves into different things, things become lost. And that's what I was saying here. I don't think tatting, there are a lot of people, if you Google in your browser or go search on YouTube, you will find that tatting is very much alive and well. But it's among a certain niche of people. It isn't like all of us tat or knit. Now, knit, I think more people knit than tat, and I think even more people knit than crochet, but crochet is very big now. But embroidery, now embroidery's kind of come back because of the slow stitching. But there are several things that are lost just because we call it lost because when people as a culture we no longer do it, use it that much. So that's what that was all about. See, I got into, here's where I was doing my tatting mind mapping in here. I'm going to leave those pages and I'm going to come back here to, see, here I was doing those postcards. I never got past January. I was going to chart down here who I sent everybody to. That's as far as I got, blank. And here I was doing some stamping. I'm going to write down here some of the journals, some journals that I want to do. Some journals I want to create. And I want to do a pinup doll journal. I do want to do that. I've just kind of been putting it on the back burner because I want to get these envelopes out. Ooh, I've got to turn that fan toward me. It's getting hot in here. Hold on. I switched it away from me when I first came in here, but now it's getting hot. I want to do, I put JJJ. It's Junk Journal Shop, but I put Johnny's Junk Journal. I don't know if I'm going to buy any more till I get these 3 done. She's done collection 1, 2, and 3. Now in collection journal 1 I started, and that's all with Alexia and Harry. The Mature Modern Love. Let's see, I had some others. Oh, well, we'll put down I'm going to put a flow book, because I like that, a flow book of stamped images. Because I do like that idea a lot, Nina. And I'm doing this altered book here with how can it slip me? Augustine. So I'm going to put Cloroxed. Cloroxed religious Harvard University book. Harvard U. book. And I was thinking maybe, I'm not going to do it tonight, but I was thinking I'd try some techniques where I do Julie Faye Van Bowser's, where she makes those what she calls lace pages. She kind of cuts little stencils, and I think those pages are thick enough that I can do it. And let's put, well, I'm going to stop right there because I have things I need to finish up. But I'm going to keep track of these. I'll come back and say, well, that at least I wrote it down. You guys seen my cover of my Dee. This Society of Idea Collector journal is inspired by Dee Willingham. And I think I made this toward the end of, well, it was in 2022. I got journal 2022. My first entry was August of 2022. But I put these little, and I think I watched Tim Holtz demonstrate something with little mini lights for Halloween. That was it? No, it wasn't Tim Holtz. I think it was We Are Memory Makers. He was making little Halloween cards that had little lights in them. That's when you get a bright idea. And I thought, they watched my video of my Society of Idea Collector. No, they probably came up with that themselves. But I am really giggling at this. It's a light bulb. So let me move on. Let me move on with this. You know, speaking of those stamped images, I should do one of the ones I'm carving too. Stamped images of my own carving. I think I'm going to try to do carve. I don't want to do Carve December because I got the December daily that I do. And that usually takes priority. And I didn't even get it done from last year. But I'm going to do Carve November, I think, because that's 30 days. So I got to think about what I want to carve for Carve November. We'll see. Let me come out and refresh chat. Let me come down to the bottom first. Whatever Paula said, she retracted it. Hi, Becky. How are you doing? Did you go over to Scott's mother? I was thinking about Scott's mother today. She's in her 90s. She's in her 90s. And Scott and Becky go over there and make sure she's okay. Yeah, she says yes. Well, welcome back. Welcome home. Paula says, hi, Chaz. I can't find my heart emoji. Becky said she will be 96 in October. Now, see, she's lived a full life. A full life, and she's still kicking. Sounds like she's kicking a lot. You know why I thought of her? We got a phone call the other day from Publishers Clearinghouse saying, you have won. Well, of course, I know, and I'm sure I relayed to my brother that they don't do phone calls. That's coming from some spammer. Don't answer it. I think he deleted it. Call us right back and give us your banking information so we can take all the money out of your account. Paula says, hi, Mina. Hi, Becky. Yeah, Publishers Clearinghouse will never call, Becky says. Yeah, but boy, I sat there and we don't answer the phone. We let it go to messaging. And I sat there and listened to that message and just thought, oh, yeah, right. Paula says, oh, yes, Chaz, how are those pencils? Paula, was it you that wanted to know what the Brutfuner Macron pencils are like? And she says, yes, Chaz, how are those pencils? Becky said, we took her some barbecue, a bun, and some homemade ice cream. Oh, did you make that peach ice cream? Yummy, yummy. I'll bet she appreciated that. And I bet she appreciates the visit. I'll bet she does. For her to still be in her own home at 96 is amazing enough. Becky said, I'll be back in a few minutes. I want to get my shower before I get any more tired. Okay, Becky, thanks for popping in. Paula says, I love your book with the lights. I remember when it was made. Aw, thank you, Paula. Becky said she looks forward to our visit every Sunday. Well, I think that's so... I think it's a good thing that you guys do that. Let's work on... I've got one more bird to make, and I haven't... I think I fixed Chaz's bird, so I did a surgery on the neck. I did some neck surgery here, and I put that wire on the inside, and now it hangs nice. The weight of the crown, because I have a crown on both sides, it's still a little weighty, but it doesn't pull the head down. So I think I'm pretty happy with Chaz's bird now. I might put a couple more charms on it, just... And here's Karen's I'm working on. We're going to give her these gold wings here. And it needs a beak. I lost the beak, but I have plenty of fabric here to do another one. And I want to get these out. This is the one that's going to Janet. And Lala has one over here too. Let me find her. Lala, where did your bird fly off to? Here's Lala's. I do want to get these mailed. And I have some giveaways, clusters and padded butterflies to mail. I haven't forgotten you. I just haven't been anywhere, you guys. I honestly have not been anywhere. Well, we went grocery shopping last week, but I haven't been anywhere. But I'll have to go. I have to go sometime because I have to renew my car license. So I want to get these mailed, and I had a cluster giveaway and a tatting butterfly giveaway that I mailed Mina's and Arlene's tatted butterflies, but 2 other people won. I got it written down in an envelope. It's over there. And I want to get these mailed out. So I'm looking for the other wing. If I can't find it, I still have the fabric. The stamp, fabric. I want to finish the okra pods. They're here. I'm looking for that other wing. I don't see it. I might have to cut another one. Things get on my desk and get shoved around, and we found Penelope. She was hiding in the basket. You all found her for me. All right. Well, I don't see the other wing, so I'm going to cut another one here. I got the fabric. Let me move these little books out of the way. Wait, let me see. Maybe the wing is here. I got pins. No. Let me put these books down here. Put that back over there, that over there. Let's cut out another wing for Karen's birdie. And I found my blue feather yarn, eyelash yarn. So I got plenty of that. Oh, and here's the little square for the beak. Okay, can't find the wing though. So let's cut out another one. We got plenty. Mine was, the first one I made was so weird. I might make me one like this. And I sorted out around my sewing machine again today, around the floor. I sorted the table out the other day. Looks like a staple. I'll throw that away. So I get out there and sew my Nancy Drew dress. I'm still working on my Nancy Drew. Right, big doll. Let's just kind of cut around this. Well, you know, I slow stitched on the other one, didn't I? I don't know what I did with it. I'll have to slow stitch on this one too, I guess. Let me cut it out. Okay. I might take the time after I get all these mailed out and make me another one. And then I'll move on. I want to do other things too. Janet Nash said she can't stop making these little birdies. I can't stop tatting. Although I have kind of slowed down on my tatting because now I'm working on that ornament afghan. I think I have something like 16 centers left to crochet before I can go to the next row on the medallions. And these wings are getting kind of big. But see, I left a white piece around it, and then I stitched around it. I do want to finish up my Nancy Drew doll. I don't know about making that a reversible top, though. It's a little more advanced. That's Becky's level. Meri's still, and I think Becky said just put some bias tape on it or some facing on it, Meri. And that might be what I end up doing. And I might even use a different fabric that I have. Yeah. It's hard to cut this up in the air. It's hard to cut it down here too. I'm gonna cut this little piece off. Alrighty, that's good enough. Now, what did I do with my needles? Is it in? Are they in here? No. Penelope, did you run away with my needles? Here's the thread. She said I might have. Ah, I think this is the one I was using. It's a smaller one. And I think I'm only using two threads, so I think there are 4 in here. Let me separate them out. It won't take too long to do that running stitch. Let's do the other end. It'll be nice to get these birdies done and sent out off of my conscience. Teresa Church, if you're still out there, this looks like it's crochet thread. It's not embroidery floss. If you're still out there, Teresa, I've been thinking about you and that Coke book. I haven't forgotten you. She told me not too long ago she wanted to see it, and I just haven't gotten it to it yet. I'll get it out one of these days and get it in the mail. Teresa, about what, 3 years ago, my brother cut he used to do all this pup can art, and I had him cut a little Coke journal cover, and I made a little Coke journal, and I had a giveaway, and Teresa won it. Gosh, it might have even been 4 years ago now. Time goes so fast for me now. I'm going to have to take this thread out and wind it up, but for now, what did I do with the needle? put it here. Get out 2 threads here. There's one. This little fan that I got, this little table fan, it clips to the edge of my desk. It was a cheap thing. I think it cost me less than, I think it cost me, what, $12, $13, up around in there, maybe 15, up around in there. And it puts more air out than the one I have on my coffee table that I paid more money for. Get in there. Really nice to have it. Now, that thread is not that long, Meri. I should have made it longer. All right, before I get started here, I'm going to come out and look at chat. Mina said, I felt bad for my mom, so I took her shopping. She felt happy again. Oh, Mina! She said, if you are one of the few who won their contest, they give you a juicy check? Oh, the Publishers Clearinghouse? They give you a juicy check? Did you win one, Mina? Oh, is it a big old check that they take to the door? Is that what you're talking about, the Publishers Clearinghouse? I'm going to tuck this under some of this gold thread. Yeah, they don't do the phone call things. I don't know what those people are thinking. Well, I think they hit, the reason that we got a call is both of us are in our 70s, and they hit the elderly people who don't know any better. Only we aren't that dumb. Yeah. I told my brother, I said, never give anybody your banking or your social security information. Don't even give them your address, although the address is public. You'll find out our address pretty easy. Probably find out our phone number pretty easy too, because it's unlisted. That's why we get all those calls in the morning. We just put it on. If they don't leave a message, we don't answer. And usually those calls come in, those telemarketer calls come in, and the voicemail answers it, and then they just click off. It's a computerized call. And I suppose if somebody answered it, it would go to an operator maybe. I don't know. But enough people must be fooled by it for them to keep it up. But we're getting smarter. We're getting smarter. So what else is going on? I'll probably have to go to town. I've been eyeing. I can't decide what I want to get. I want to get me something special this month. And I either want to get a scanner, a scan and cut, a die cutter, or there's this little camera that I'd like to get. I saw Casey Neistat using it. And it's an expensive little camera, but boy, it would work good for urban sketching. I was thinking I would go do some more urban sketching when it gets cooler. I haven't decided completely yet. So I'm one of those. I don't want to pull my thread out. Did I only get one in there? I have to mess up, you know. I should put a white paper or something white. underneath this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me rethread my needle. This needle, I like these needles. I found some out by the sewing machine. I like them because they have a big eye, and they're sewing needles. And a lot of the sewing needles, I didn't get both those threads in there. A lot of those sewing needles, they're small and they're sharp, but they have little eyes. And I like a larger eye. Well, I really did that nice, didn't I? I just want to cut the thread. Yeah, it probably didn't do me any good at all. I was thinking I'd like to make some more stencils. I can't decide whether I want to go make stencils and do the stencil thing or do urban sketching. The thing, if I did the stencils, went and did got the scan and cut, I can play with that even though it gets cold outside. The urban sketching, I usually don't urban sketch during the winter, even from my car, because I'd have to keep my motor going, the car motor going. I won't get out. So I might go the route of getting I want a Brothers scan and cut. I just haven't decided which one yet. And you can't get them around here. I'd have to go up to Lincoln to get it. And I'm not sure I want to order it off the internet because I want to see what I'm getting. So I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure I want to make a trip to Lincoln either. So I'm still thinking about it. I could just order it from Brother. If I didn't like it, I think you can return it after, if it's not what you wanted, but I don't like to do all that stuff. I'm just about done with this. Sorry that I lost that other wing. I know I cut it. I don't know if I had it stitched yet. Now this one is going to go to Karen. Whoops. Hold the phone. I'll be out in a minute to look at chat. Do any of you have a scan and cut? And what do you think of it? Anybody out there have a scan and cut? Die cutter? Did I pull that out? No, I just don't have it. I have it pulled tight. Just got a couple more stitches here. Okay. Let me do the back here. Move this little thread out of the way. And this is stitched. These little gold sequins are stitched with metallic gold thread. I find that very interesting. It almost looks hand stitched, but it was probably machine stitched. I don't know. You have to have a pretty nice machine to stitch all of that with sequins on. Wonder if that was done by hand. Who would do yards and yards of it, though? It has to be done with a machine. Have a pretty nice machine to stitch all that sequins on. Well, the sequence is probably stitched and then together, and then it's probably arranged on there, but still, that would be an interesting process to see a machine do that. All right, Meri's going to come out and let's get the birdie out here. The bird, and then the next thing I'm going to work on is the beak. So we'll let the beak peek out here. Just a little bit of it there. Oh, the wing. The wing's going to come like so. And the tie is coming up here. And I'll have more. Let me see what's going on out there. Hi, Allie K. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, too. Mina said she doesn't have one. She thinks it's a great idea, though. Chaz says, hi, Mina. Colleen, maybe Colleen or Kathy Bird would show you their scan and cut. I'll get with them, Lori, Paint Girly. That's an excellent suggestion. I'll get with them and ask them which model they had and what they like about it and what works for them and what doesn't. And I want to be able, now, the way I understand it I listen to Julie, Faye Van Balzer, a lot because she represents Brother Scan and Cut. And she was promoting I think they call it Canvas Works. And that's where you can do all the digital stuff. And it communicates with your scanner. But I do want to be able to scan my own designs in, do my own designs and that. That's an excellent idea, Lori. Thank you for suggesting that. Allie K says, hello, everybody. Hi, Allie K. Paula says, I did some sketching out in nature for my car this year. First time I've ever done that. Well, good for you. That's cool, Paula. That's how when I was up in Wisconsin, I did a lot of I called it urban sketching, but I did not get out of my car to do it. I was more comfortable setting up everything in my car, but I tried it a couple times down here, and I just don't mind. The phones have changed so much that I can't get it set up where I'm comfortable. So, but with my phone, but with this little camera that Casey Neistat is promoting, I think it goes on. It's really cool because it's small and it's powerful. It's small. It's like a GoPro, but I don't think it's a GoPro. But it can do all of these things, and it can attach magnetically to stuff. You don't have to have the clamp. And they warn you, though, if you have a pacemaker, to keep it away from your heart. Let's see. What else? I'm going to have to watch his video again, because he did a whole bunch of things with that little camera. He did a video on it. And I was real impressed, and I said, that would really work nice for urban sketching. Excuse me, I'm scratching my arm there. And but you can get them, from a lower range to a higher range price. Well, I don't need the highest one. I think the highest one runs around $500-600, $500 to $600, depending if you buy all the warranty and all of that other stuff. I was eyeing one that was around $400, but that's a pretty penny to pay. But you think of what you pay for your phones. Your phones are not cheap. We just buy them on credit. You buy them on a plan. You pay them out over 2 years. Your contract for Verizon lasts you 2 years. And they're already nagging me to swap my phone again. I just get used to the one I have. I haven't just getting it set up to work like I want it to work. Chaz said, ha, I thought Meri was holding the pen with her lips. I might have been. What pen? Uh, Sherry Van. Hi, Sherry Van, if you're out there listening. Let's see. What's in Australia, too? Nina says, I felt so bad for my mom, so I took her shopping. She felt happy again. Aw, Mina, that's sweet. I'm so glad she's happy again. Chad says, oh, Mina, it's in Australia, too. I'll check it out later. Mina says, if you are one of the few who win their contest, they give you a juicy check. Oh, that's what you're checking? Mina, do they sell the books driving around? Let's see what that is. What is a PCH van? Publishers Clearinghouse. Yeah, they have a van, and they knock at your door and say, you won, you know, you're the winner, and they hand you this great big 5-foot check. I got one of those 5-foot checks once, not from Publishers Clearinghouse. I was working on a contract position, and I went down to the cafeteria and got me a Coke bottle. Or was it Pepsi? It was a Pepsi bottle. Sorry, Pepsi. It was a Pepsi bottle, and, you know, it was one of those contest under the cap type thing. Enter in this number, you know, to win. And, you know, I thought, oh, well, you know, I entered it in because I was bored. Well, a couple weeks later, or maybe a month later, I got this notarized, not notarized, it was a FedEx package in the mail. And it looked official. It said, have these papers notarized. You were the grand prize winner of, you know, of our contest, Pepsi Cola. And they had a giveaway. And, you know, that was right after 9/11. It was a trip to London. And it was right after 9/11. All the airports were, you know, flying was a little risky back then. And I'd already been to London a couple years back, and I didn't really want it. And so I called the company and asked them if I could, you know, trade it in. And they didn't let me trade it in per se, but what they did was, because 9/11 had happened, I said, well, can I donate the price of the ticket to, I think it ended up going to a local organization there in Kentucky. I was down in Kentucky. And not only did they donate the price of the trip to London, they doubled it for the donation. They doubled the price of the trip. So that, whatever, I don't even remember the organization. I don't think it was Red Cross. It might have been Red Cross down in Kentucky. I can't remember because it's been a while. It's been 23 years. And, well, 22 years. And because it happened right after 9/11. And organization got $14,000 in donation because I opened that Pepsi bottle. And then they gave me a sweatshirt that I still have. I brought it home from Wisconsin. I brought it down here because I like it. It's a Pepsi sweatshirt, and they donated me a stadium blanket and all sorts of stuff from their store, all sorts of Pepsi things. So I was happy with what I got, but the big check, the $14,000 check, somebody in Kentucky got wind of it, and they come to the workplace, and they presented me with that $14,000 check, and I had my picture taken with the head of the computer IT department and all these big wigs. It was kind of fun. And then my co-workers, they were off in the wings watching and laughing at me. And I can remember I was working as a consultant then, and I got back to my desk, and the guy who was kind of the head guy at that particular company came up to me and said, "It's really hard being a star, isn't it?" And that was about the time I was doing those little mini stars. And I'm going, I'm a mini star. I don't know. Kind of, I wasn't sure exactly what he meant when he said that. I think they were kind of jealous of me winning that $14,000 and donating it. Well, I didn't win the $14,000. The company Pepsi doubled the price, which I thought was really nice and really generous. But there were a lot of donations going on about that time. But I'm glad they kept it local. I remember the morning. Do you guys remember the morning 9/11 happened? Of course, those of you who are international wouldn't remember. But I was working. And I happened to be in a meeting with the team leader of the client company on our team. I worked on a team, and he was the manager of that team. And I was in a meeting with him, and I came out, and everybody was huddled around their computers and watching the news, and I'm going, uh-oh. And then I got wind of what happened, and when I took my noon break at lunch hour, I went to the bank and withdrew some money because I didn't have much. And, when something like that happens, I'm going, well, they're closing. And they closed down the airports. The company I worked for was just right next to the airport in Louisville. And we're used to those big planes going over and everything. It was completely quiet. It was so quiet, it was eerie. And it was quiet for a couple days, no planes going over. Of course, you guys all know that story, and I also remember when the space shuttle blew up. That happened at work. Same situation, only I wasn't in with my boss. It happened during the morning, and of course, when that happens, all of the people at work huddle around their computers and watch the news. And the space shuttle, when it, with that science teacher or that elementary teacher, and who was the other lady? Two ladies were on that space shuttle that exploded. That happened while I was at work too. Guess I'm gonna have to stop going to work. All right, let me go down to the bottom of chat here. Becky says, yes, I remember the extreme quiet when the plane stopped. Yes. It was so eerie because you get used to those big planes going over. And when I worked out in the other one with the space shuttle, they weren't next to the Denver airport, but they were next to a smaller airport. And it was a kind of like a regional airport. They were right next to there. But they didn't shut down the air traffic because of that. But it seemed to work out by the airports. Chris said it impacted people internationally, Meri. I remember the high school, everyone was in shock watching in the cafeteria. Yeah, that was really something. I think you're talking about 9/11. Yeah, just it, or either one was a tragedy, but of course 9/11, I think something like more than 3,000 people were killed, 3,000 plus people by the time you counted all the firemen. Becky said, we live 15-minute drive from Columbia, South Carolina airport. Allie Kay says, I remember when 9/11 happened. I was in school, 3rd grade. I think all the teachers came to our room because it was the only one that had a TV. Yeah, things change a lot, don't they? Yeah. Yeah. My heart goes out to the people and the families, too. Lori said, I remember exactly where I was. Let's see, she says Challenger. Yeah. Oh, Lori, you live up there in the New Jersey, don't you? So you're probably not far from all the action. Let's see. Becky said, yes, I was standing in line at the post office and I watched it happen on the TVs in the post office. They had CNN on at the time. Let's see. Paula says, I remember that day. Yeah. Well, I actually won half of that, and when I asked them if they would donate it, first I just wanted to trade it for maybe something else, a different trip. I didn't want to fly to London because it happened right. I won it right after, not right immediately after 9/11, but it was, maybe a week or so after, and I didn't want to fly again. The security and all of that, all the tension of at the airports. I just didn't want to go through it, so I wanted to see if they would. I didn't expect them to give me cash because I knew they probably wouldn't do that, but I was hoping they would trade me for another prize or something. They wouldn't do it, so I asked them if they would donate it, and they were open to the idea of donating it. And when they donated it, they doubled it. So the 14,000 was the doubled winnings. The trip to London, I think, was 7,000 or so, up around in there. It was a trip for two, I think. But I just did not, I'd already had my international trip to London in 1998. I went with a needlework group. And I kind of, I wouldn't mind going again today, but that's not going to happen. I'll be lucky if I can get in my car and go over urban sketching today. Lori says she loves Pepsi. Oh, you think, yeah, the sewing needle? You thought I put it in my mouth? I probably did. No, I didn't. Don't put the needle in my mouth. I do wet the thread with my lips, but that end of that thread gets cut off and thrown away, so it's not in there. It's been tossed. Sherry Van says she's out there listening. Becky said she's back. Paint Girlie says she thinks Colleen really likes her scan and cut. I'm going to have to get with them and see what they recommend. All right, I'm back up to where Lori suggested that I talk to Kathy and Colleen. I want to thank you all for coming in. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go back down to the bottom. Paula said, it was so odd. Like people started panicking and thought to fill their cars with gas. Well, in a crisis like that, you really never quite know what's going to happen next. The first thing I did, because I didn't have any cash on hand, and I kind of worried about what would happen at the stores and, like the panic, just like the panic with the COVID and the toilet paper. I didn't go buy toilet paper, but I did go and withdraw some cash, so I have something like if I needed, an emergency fund or something. I did do that, and it turned out I never really needed it. I put it all back after a couple weeks or so. I didn't need that much cash on hand. I didn't have thousands of dollars on hand, but I think I took out something like $1,200. And I kept it around just in case, you never know what's going to happen. Art Zoology, Deb! Oh my goodness! Hi, Art Zoology! Deb, how are you doing? Deb is from, I'm going to say Canada. I want to say British Columbia, but I could be wrong. You're in one of those Canadian provinces. Out west, I think, western part of Canada. The COVID crisis, Mina says, toilet paper of all things. Yeah, toilet paper. My brother thought it was funny too, but I had always stocked up on toilet paper because, I had a couple packages in my back of my car already. I like to keep it on hand in case I need it. Alberta. Deb is in Alberta. Oh, well, welcome in, Deb. We're glad to have you join us. Deb is a long-time friend. I'm going to call you friend. Fibs, long-time Fibs. And were you ill for a while, Deb? I can't remember what. Deb does beautiful art. She does a lot of, or had done, what I remember, a lot of art journaling. Paula says, Meri, I have to run for a little bit. I hope to be back before you are done. Well, I plan on being on until 10 o'clock Central. I'm going to try to finish up the bird, and my envelopes I think are all done, but I want to seal them. So I'm going to work on that. Calico Kate. Hi, Kathy. Calico Kate, welcome in. Okay, while I have a few of you here tonight, probably as many as I'll get tonight, I want to say next Friday night, I'm going to be celebrating my 10-year YouTube anniversary again. And I had a giveaway in June. June? Yeah, I didn't do anything in July. I had a giveaway in June, and I'm going to do another one next Friday night. And the one I did in June, I did in the morning. And I give away 4 prizes, and they're all Amazon cards, you guys, because they're e-cards. If you want to play, I haven't decided on a time, but I just ask that you keep it among us, among people who come to chat, or, because I'm not going to put it in my title. I'm not going to pre-announce it as a giveaway or anything like that. I'm telling you guys so you'll know. But I wanted to go to people who support my channel and have supported my channel over the years, people who've come in. And I decided the best way to do that, I think I gave away 5 prizes. And they're all Amazon e-cards, which Becky said that international, I think Becky told me international people can still use Amazon. The prices probably, what they can get probably goes down a little, because I think their pound is, I think we pay more for their pound or their euro or what. So the difference between our dollar and theirs, they can't get as much with our dollar. So, but still, they can get something if they win internationally. And so it'll be open to international. International includes Canada. And anybody who can use Amazon internationally are welcome to play. And of course, all of you are. And what I did was I have one larger prize, which will be an Amazon e-gift card. You'll get a notice from Amazon that you got a gift card in your email. I'll have to have your email address. And the larger price will be $50, and then I'll give away 4 smaller ones of $25. And I may do this a couple more times this year. It depends on my budgeting. But I want to celebrate my 10 years on YouTube. So, and I want to thank you guys. It's just my way of saying thank you to all of you who've supported me over the years. Many of you have. And if you're a supporter of the Meri Atelier, and if you're out there listening to the replay or listening in the balcony, jot it down. It'll be next Friday night. I don't know what time. I'll have to get all that. $1 is 91 cents in euros. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So they can buy more with an American dollar? Oh, I thought that we... Oh, well, Becky knows. I don't know all that stuff, so... Deb says, my heart hurts, but thank you. What happened, Deb? Wait, hold on, let me go up. Hubby was sick for a long time and passed away on the 6th of August. Oh, Deb, I am so sorry. Many hugs to you. And the grieving process, it's hard. It's hard. Now, I haven't lost a husband, but, I've lost family members. And, it's hard to lose somebody that you love. We love you, Deb. We'll keep you in our hearts and prayers. And you know what, Deb, if you need somebody to talk to, pop into one of our streams, pop into my stream. If you just need company, Becky streams, Paint Girly streams. I don't see Catitude, but she streams. Dee Dee Willingham. Pop in, and you know, visit with us, because you don't have to announce your husband's death all the time, but you know, we're good company. This art group is a good company, and they certainly, you know, they're certainly there for people that are going through hard times, or even just loss of family members. There's Riri. Hi, Riri. She says, Deb, prayers for you. It's good to see you, Riri. Thanks for popping in. It's good to see a lot of you I haven't seen for a while. Kathy Calico Kate. Becky said $1 United dollar equal 91.91 euro. Oh, did I lose connection? No, I think I'm still here. It was, let me check. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm on my notepad, so it's a little fussier than my other phone. So if I lose connection, you guys, I'll probably just quit for the night. I like sitting here and visiting with you. And Deb, we're sure glad to see you come in. Becky said the euro shares the number 8 spot among the world's strongest currencies, with €1 buying $1.08 for $1 equals 0.93 euro. Well, that's cool. So they'll get a little more than we will. The point is if Amazon ships internationally, then, you know, if you're international, I want you to be able to, and I'm just going to do a giveaway like we always do. Just random org and choose a number. Usually there's not very many people in here when that happens for me. I mean, if I were Dee Dee, I might do it a different way, or, you know, some of the stronger channels that get hundreds of subscribers coming in, or at least 100, for a contest like that, they might have a little bit different approach. But, you know, my live chat, I average between, well, right now it's at 32, what I see, but 32 to, like, I think the highest I've had recently was 48, and that might have been in my June giveaway. But I'm okay with that, because I get to know you guys. I'm okay, and I've said this many times, I'm okay not having 10 million subscribers. I know they get that YouTube gold button or gold plaque, or and YouTube pays them all sorts of money per view and blah, 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 blah. But I get to know you guys. That's what the value is for me of coming here. And a smaller channel, I get to know, I don't know you personally, but I miss you when you don't come. And just like Deb popping in tonight, we know she's going through a hard time now because her husband passed away, but we get to pray for her and keep her in our hearts and prayers. And Deb, are you still here? If you're still here, let us know if you're in any of the groups out there on Facebook. You probably aren't. I don't picture you as being a Facebook person. Or if there's some way we can get a hold of your contact information if we want to send you a card. I have a Facebook group now, and so does Becky. Beth Schuler has a group. I'm trying to think who else. I don't think Janet Nash has a group. I'm trying to think who else has Facebook groups. But we would... Oh, thank you, Becky. Becky dropped a link to... Deb is Art Zoology. Becky dropped a link to her channel. Chris says, I'm trying to grow my channel. I hope I can get to the watching hours and up 1,000 subs. Becky, would you drop in Chris's channel too? She's shooting... I'm pretty sure I'm subbed to you, Chris. but let's help out some of those that are trying to grow their channel. Chris streams on Saturday and Sunday mornings. I wrote it down. She sent me a message. Saturday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. and Sunday from 7 to 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And sometimes she does impromptus midday Sunday. So, and Chris does beautiful art, you guys. I think MMW, Miriam from Israel. There's my Nancy Drew magnifier. MNW, M as in me, N as in Nancy, W as in we. MNW sometimes streams with Chris in the mornings. What did Teresa say? And you in mine, Teresa. What did Teresa say? Sherry, you are in my prayers. Now, wait a minute. Sherry says, thank you so much, Leo. Sherry, what are you saying? Hold on. I'm missing out. Deb says, thank you all for your prayers. Hi, Leo. What did Sherry? Sherry said, thank you, Chaz. Tomorrow would have been our 47th anniversary. Oh, wait. I missed that, Sherry. Let me see what she said here. Sherry, my condolences. Sherry said, Deb, I'm so sorry. I lost my husband, and I will pray for you. I don't know how long ago it was, Sherry, but hearts go out, heart and prayers go out for you, too. Sherry and Deb, both of you. And any of you that are going through a hard time right now, please don't sit and be in your own world. I mean, there's okay to grieve. You need to go through the grieving, but if you need company, come join us. If anything, to pass the hours away, keep your mind off of things for a while, or just sit out there and watch the channel if you don't feel like chatting. You don't have to be the most verbal person in the world, but we still welcome you. We welcome your company. And I'll say again, these gals are some of the greatest gals to be around. And guys. I miss the guys, too, coming, you know. And we don't have a lot, but Mark has been popping in, and he wants to be known as Eternity. And Roy, Bootsy Sweethearts, he pops in. Raul. So we got a few guys popping in and out. Meri, your channel has helped me so much. Oh, thank you so much. Sherry, you're just too sweet. Sherry won my bottle doll that I made that time. She won my bottle doll. All right, am I caught up with everybody? I think I'm caught up. It's nice just to sit and chat with you. Becky said, I'm going to post my new times for streaming once I finish the little girl dresses. Watch my community tab. Becky, I wanted to talk to you about that because I'd like to get with you and find out what times. I know you said you wanted to do some morning times, and I'd like to coordinate with you because I do stream in the mornings, and I just would like to coordinate with you. Because I don't want to get into another situation like I got into with Carol. I will say, you know, people can stream at any time they want to stream. They don't have to ask my permission, but, you know, I just like to, I don't like to be streaming when somebody that, and I won't, like, just say Beth Schuler's streaming on Tuesday night. I'm not going to go pop in when Beth is streaming, or Kathy Berg, or even like Chris on Sunday mornings, you know. My heart won't let me do it. Now, not everybody feels like that, and you're welcome to it. The only problem I have with streaming at the same time is if somebody would come in and invite people over to another stream that's going on at the same time. But I think Tanya and Lisa, they did their streamathon, and you know, uh, it went over my Friday night, so I just didn't stream that Friday. Um, it's sometimes it's hard when people don't let you know. You know, I think if somebody wanted to stream at the same time I was streaming, rather than say, oh, she's going to have a fit or something like that, if they just let me know, I think we could communicate and work things out. Like, I honestly was thinking, I am awake so much at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I was honestly thinking about maybe doing some late night streams. And by the time 4 o'clock runs around, I'm asleep anyway. So Becky said, okay. I saw you're okay, Becky. So, you don't, you know, I'm not asking you to get my approval on anything, but I'd like to be able to maybe work around what you're planning. And I probably won't change my schedule at all as far as my streaming schedule. And I was thinking about maybe doing a short of it, because people have asked me. I stream on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. I was doing it last year from 4:30 to 9 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning to 9 o'clock. But this summer, I got really tired, couldn't make it up at 4:30, so I changed it to 6. But just depending, I'm thinking about going back to 4:30, or depending on what happens with Becky, I might do some wee morning streams, because I'm awake. I might as well be doing something. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you guys are snoring away, you know, I can still do my stream and you can watch the replay, or, you know, I'm usually awake usually don't fall asleep till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. What did Leah say? Meri, we need to make prayer journals. Oh, prayer journals. Let me write that down. Well, you said that. Thank you, Leah, for suggesting that idea. And for those of you who don't pray, don't have a faith, or don't believe in that, we could just be good thought journals. Becky does a good thought jar, happy thought jar. Let me write prayer journal down in here. Prayer journals. And this is for like people like Sherry and Deb, and you know, if any of you have a prayer request, just say you need a few extra bucks in your bank account, you know, Lord's provision. Well, I was talking about my schedule. So right now, I stream on Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 6 o'clock Central to 9 o'clock. On Friday mornings from 6 o'clock Central to about 9:45, just a little before 10. On Monday and Wednesdays, I do not stream on Monday mornings as a general rule, because I stream like tonight on Sunday nights. So usually on Monday, I'm either asleep, or I'll try to drop in with Janet Nash, or last week I dropped in on Dee Dee. But Wednesday mornings, see, there's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday mornings, I may not stream. That's really the impromptu ones at 6 o'clock to 9. And then my regular streams in the evening are on Friday nights from 7:30 p.m. Central to 10 o'clock, and on Sunday nights from 6 to 10, and it's all Central Time. And I was thinking about doing a short. I wish that YouTube would give us the ability to pin a comment on our community tab, because I can put it out on my community tab, but it floats down. I wish they would let us pin, because that would be something that I would pin. I have a little paragraph in my description box of every video, but, you know, most people don't read that. But that's my streaming schedule. So I know several people have asked, and it's kind of convoluted. And some mornings, I have to tell you guys, this summer's been kind of rough on me. I hurt my shoulder in April, and that kind of wiped me out for a couple weeks. And I went through some stuff, and you know, I'm only human. I'm only human like you guys, and you know, I had to work through it. So I'd had some time, and then I just had times where, just like last Friday night, I was dead on my feet. I was tired. I could not make myself get in here and stream. So Teresa says, I also write prayers in my prayer journal. Sherry said, you can write down the names of the people who need or ask for prayers in a journal. Yes, that's a good idea. Teresa says, I have a prayer journal that I write everyone's name and needs prayer. Teresa, do you remember when Arlene fell in their wheelchair and she was incapacitated for several days? Um, um, you you verbally said a prayer for her when I was working on that prayer pocket. I would love for you to write a prayer for Arlene. I found her prayer pocket and I want to send it to her. I would love for you to write a prayer. Message me if you can, a prayer for Arlene, because you said it. If I were God and I heard that prayer from you, I would have answered it right away. Oh, thank you so much, Teresa. And I'll credit you, and you know, and I'll put myself saying amen. I would love to get and I think what I'll do is I was making those Rolodex, those mini Rolodex cards, and I made one for her that had a wolf on it that she sent me, and I tucked it in there, but it fell out of the prayer pocket's already done, and the envelope to send it to her is done, and the envelope I painted for her in January is done. But do you think I have it mailed? No. But I think I'll make Arlene a little birdie and put in there. I'm not getting much done tonight, but I'm enjoying chatting with you guys. Thank you. I certainly appreciate that, Teresa. Oh, yes, I will. You know, I want her to know that you spoke it, that God hears you. Leah said she's putting down your thoughts and intentions for people you want to pray or think about. You could write down ideas of how to encourage with cards and Happy Mail. Yeah, if I can just get my gear together with Happy Mail. I have to tell you guys, I'm not so good. I have really failed with Happy Mail. But then again, it's Happy Mail. It's not a giveaway. I mean, I need to get these giveaways out. I try to get, I'm late with them, but even my giveaways are Happy Mail. I don't know. I'm just a failure when it comes to that. I never used to be that way. Something happened. Allie K says, I should start a prayer journal. That sounds like a great idea. Oh, and Janet's daughter's name is Jessica. Janet Nash? Which Janet? Janet daughter's name is Jessica. Do any of you know what happened to Lucia's daughter? I think it's her daughter. Lucia's been posting those Janet USA. Oh, Janet USA. Okay, thank you, Becky. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mina. Do any of you know what happened to Lucia's, I think it was her daughter, disappeared, and they're doing a search for her? Thank you, guys. I see it's Janet B. Janet USA. Did something happen to Jessica? Or, because that's falling right under the prayer, does she need prayer? I'm kind of worried about Lucia. She's been in my thoughts and prayers the last couple days. I just found her posts on Facebook, and so my heart and thoughts have been going up for prayer for Lucia. It's some of her relation. I want to say it's her daughter, but I don't know for sure. We're talking prayer journals. And for those of you who do not have a faith, She got burned? Sharon said, how did that? Oh, Janet's daughter got burned? Or Lucia? Janet's daughter, Jessica, burned her arm on hot oil at work. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, that had to be painful. Yeah, if you check out Lucia's Facebook page, she's got the posters out there. And I've seen the comments underneath, but they don't give much information. It's more people saying she's in our prayers and all of that. I don't know. I hate to say it was her daughter because I don't know for sure exactly. Let me check it, Becky. I'm checking Becky's link. Hold on. Well, I've got an old tablet. Oh, it wants me to log in. I'll check your link after on my phone, Becky. It wants me to log into Facebook. I changed my password. Well, I'm sorry to hear that about Janet's daughter. I don't get too much communication about Janet anymore. But my heart still goes out to her because that had to be painful, and it has to be painful for Janet too. So a prayer journal, and if you don't pray, if you don't have a faith or you don't believe in prayer, you know, send up good thoughts. Surely you believe in good thoughts, you know, or just sit while we pray or whatever. Oh, it's a Lucia's? Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to log in. I've seen Lucia's posts. Positive energy, that's what Becky says. Positive energy to all of those who need it. Yeah. So, and I do believe in positive energy, whether it's in the form of prayer or good thoughts. I believe in a group consciousness, even a small group like us. Of course, my faith, which I don't want to push off on you guys, but I still want to testify of it that, I believe in prayer and I believe in, praying to God for our needs. But not everybody believes that, and I want them to feel comfortable. So, Becky said it well. For those of you who don't believe, the positive energy and coming from a group of people, I believe that has an effect. Even if, sometimes, we'll just say you're reading the newspaper and you read about all those people that were caught in the wildfires out in Hawaii. I pause and say a prayer, but I wouldn't say I go to prayer, but, I stop and I send up a prayer to God for those people who, they've gone on now because they were caught in the fire, but, it just, and for their family and for all that destruction. Does anybody know how that fire started out in Hawaii? I think there was some controversy over that. But there's so much that we need to pray for. And or positive energy if you don't believe in prayer. I want to respect everybody's beliefs here because we're all on our own journeys. We're reading St. Augustine, that book, that Harvard Classic book that Johnny sent me. I just, you think a saint, you picture them, and, let me preface this, like, I didn't know too much about St. Augustine. Even though I think I learned a little about him in confirmation, but I certainly didn't carry it around with me for the next 50 years. And I got the biggest kick out of reading how wild he was. He was no saint before he became a saint. He became a saint, but in his younger days, and his mother prayed for him, believe me. I got the biggest kick out of reading the Confessions of St. Augustine. I don't have that book out. Love conquers all, Teresa says. Becky, it tells me that the content isn't available right now. Are you a friend, Teresa, with Lucia? Are you one of her friends? It could be that she took some of that stuff down. I haven't heard an update on what's going on. But Lucia used to pop in here all the time, but then her grandchildren came along, and, you know, well, she had one grandson, Cameron, I think, but her little grandchildren came along, and, you know, grandmother's got to spend time with their grandkids when they're little. You know, she got busy with other things. Lucille was a quilter. She was also very much into art. She used to stream, but she didn't do it too much, but make videos. Chris said, I was not in live chat. I think I missed messages in this conversation. We've been talking about praying for people and some of the hurts that's going on, Chris. And Aaliyah suggested that I was writing down different types of journals, and Leah suggested a prayer journal, and so we got off onto talking about prayer and positive energy, and I really do believe that when 2 or 3 people agree on something down here on earth, that heaven hears it, and you don't even have to be a believer. You know, and how many times do we get people to agree with each other? That's probably when the heaven says, whoa, they actually agree on something down there. Especially if it's in Meri's stream. Allie K says, Teresa, I got the message. Well, I'm sorry to hear about Janet Baum's daughter, too. That has to be painful. Ooh, it just makes me shudder to think about it. All right. Well, it's 8:30, and I wanted to work on birds here. I did get the wing done. I was working on the nose. And let's fold this into a triangle. And then I folded into it, and it's got the frayed edges here, but I folded again, and then so all the frayed edges are on the long side, and I put the long side with the frayed edges, I put it in the center of the bird's head. So what's out here are folded edges up here, and it's got a little gap there, but that's okay. And then it's a folded edge here, so those frayed edges do not even show. Penelope's back, so I can really take these pins off this napkin and start giving them back to Penelope. But let's pin this for a little bit here. And I think I'll start stitching on this right here. And I don't worry about frayed edges on the bottom. I could do a blanket stitch. And I think, did I put that white thread in this box? I did. Or we could use this light green too. I think I'll use the light green. I also have a white that'll show up on this blue. Let me put this back. And so I've got now I'm going to put some more eyelash yarn down here, but we'll let this is the bottom, we'll let this dangle for now. Let's stitch and just a running stitch. I'm not gonna get into a lot of fancy stitching here. I didn't on these, I just did running stitches. And now look, I used the green on Janet's here. Oops, see, this is what happens. The thread, it will find anything it could hold on to. And I notice my tatting does that too. I have to get everything out of the way or my thread gets caught. Now, where did I put my needle? Here. I don't think I can get a double thread through the eye of this one. I might be able to. Let's try it. Then I can make a blind knot. Give me a big length of thread here. Like this. And let me thread this, hold on. Yeah, they're both going in there. So I'm going to start stitching over here, but I like that blind. I like to make a blind knot. I'm going to have to take that pin out. So you just come in. Maybe I should zoom in. Let me set this. Oh, is it going to be hard to get through all that? Let me set this down for a minute. I'll probably have to pick it up and I want to zoom in so you guys can see better. While I'm stitching, and then I'll zoom out again. Whoops. I don't know what I did there. Welcome everybody who's come in. If I missed saying hello to you, shout out at me. Just know that you're welcome if I miss you. Sometimes if you don't chat, sometimes if you don't chat a lot, or somebody doesn't say hello to you, a lot of times I see people because somebody else has said hello to you. Now let me figure out what I'm doing here. And I'm going to leave this little loop. I threaded the open ends through the needle, and so the loop end is here. Let me hold on to this and come back through. I'm just going to make a little bit of a blind knot here. Don't want to knot it up in there. Hold on. And then you pull your needle through that loop and pull it tight, and they call that a blind knot. So you don't have to tie a knot. Let me get that wing out of the way. Am I in frame? Might need to tip my camera a little more down. How does that look? And it's got a little bit of a fray in there on the blue fabric, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm more concerned that I get all that orange in there. And I don't have it all in. There. That's much better. Oh, now I'm up too high. Hold on. Get this out of the way. Oh, I'm gonna sew with the pen. Where's my needle? I'm off my red dot. There we go. Becky said, it's a flyer, but I found the story in a news site. She's been missing since June the 18th. Thank you, Becky. I'll go back and check that link. The link was a copy and paste. Thank you, Becky. It doesn't have a share option on Lucia's post. I want to say it's Lucia's daughter, but I don't know that for sure. Is there an article along with, you shared a picture, didn't you? A PNG? Let me go look and see what she shared. Open in Firefox. With the nickname. Renee Salazar, PNG. 32-year-old missing. Oh, and is there a news watch with it? Or is that something else? Oh, she's a pretty girl. My heart goes out to Lucia. I think that's Lucia's daughter, but I'm not sure. Thank you for sharing that, Becky. This does not want to all go through at the same time. There's 4 threads trying to go through. I'm going to have to do a poke and a stab here because it does not want to. Yeah. I'm going to have to do poke and stab because I'm trying to do the. It's not liking for all those 4 threads to go through that fabric at once when you try to do a running stitch. And I moved my fabric here. It goes orange. And I moved the napkin out of the way because it was bothering me. Oh. Let me refresh my chat. Allie thanks you. Here's a short article about her missing. Thank you, Becky. Let me go read it. Let me read it. Grants Pass, Oregon. I see the picture. I don't see any text. Renee walked away from the 3,000 block of Camp Joy Road at approximately 11:15. She was last seen walking up Highland Avenues towards Donaldson Road about 1 p.m. And she was wearing a gray hoodie with the words "Search and Rescue" on it. If anyone has any information on Renee's whereabouts or if you see her, please call 911 or the Josephine County Sheriff's Office. Thank you for sharing that, Becky. Lucia has to be heartbroken. She has to be heartbroken. Now I gotta find my way back to YouTube. Hold on. I gotta find my way back to my channel here. Hold on. Oh. I had trouble getting on tonight, so my title is still Meri's Going Live. I usually change that title. And that title that you see there is a YouTube format. They give you a sample title out there, and it's usually Meri's Going Live or whoever. And I changed it. I actually had it all set up, But the way my camera is, I can't flip it from the ceiling to the desk until, boy, it does not like to go through several layers of fabric, let me tell you. Until I get into the app itself, and I have to flip it before I go online or you'll see my ceiling. And I messed it up on the first one. So I tried to back out to a good starting point and I backed all the way out. So I just used the sample title on my video. Get out of this beak here and I'll be able to stitch faster. The needle does not like taking up here where my thread is doubled. I've got 4 threads because my thread is doubled and I've got 2 layers there. And it does not like taking 4 threads through 4 layers of fabric. I have to kind of pull on it. I've only got 1 more stitch to do. Make sure that that beak is down in there. Make sure it doesn't catch on any. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? I did it wrong. I'm going to have to unthread my needle, which means I'm going to have to cut my loop. No, I'm not. I'm going to have to take this stitch out. I don't have to cut the loop. I just have to rethread the needle. I did it wrong. I could leave it that way, but now that I got the needle unthreaded, let's do it right. Trying to do multitask here, 20 things at once. Let me rethread my needle. That is heartbreaking. Becky said as far as she can find, she's still missing. I'll tell you, there's a lot of meanness going on. They found one girl here, even in Nebraska. The lady was from Lincoln, and she made the wrong friends. And I suppose they were strung out on drugs because they dismembered her body. And if you live in this part of Nebraska, you'll know that there are very rural areas. And I suppose a farmer found a part of her body and notified the sheriff, but they found her body strung out across the ditches in rural Nebraska here, not too far from where we are. So sad. And then I think not long after that, they found another person, but that person, they kind of had an idea that that person's had a altercation with her boyfriend or something. I don't know what was going on there, but it scared me because I like to go out urban sketching, and I certainly don't want to meet up with the wrong character when I'm out urban sketching. So I guess I'll have to do urban sketching in urban areas. Can still meet up with the wrong character, but you have more of a chance of getting help. My heart goes out to Lucia and her family, and to Deb, and to Sherry Van. And anybody else who, oh, I can't do that. Well, I wonder if I can do it with, no, I'm just going to poke. It'll go faster if I just poke. It's trying to take all 4 of those threads through. Well, now it's just 2 layers of fabric, but it goes, this is a thicker thread. If you could just go like that, it goes a lot faster when you do this. I'm going to try it, see if I can do at least 1 stitch this way. I don't think I can because it's gonna, well, maybe. I'll change to a thinner thread after this. This green thread on here is pretty though. Karen probably wonders if she's going to get her birdie and her journals. When are you going to do that, Meri? I hope to get them mailed out next week. I really, really do want to get these birdies and the clusters and the tatted butterflies that I gave away. I want to get that all out in the mail next week. It's going to take me some time. I'm a slow crafter. I don't work fast. I wouldn't say that that improves my process, but I'm just slow. Yeah, let's see, let's kind of make sure that white isn't going to peek out. Let's see. Teresa said that's very heartbreaking. Yeah. Well, just think if it was your daughter or a member of your family. And I think her daughter is married. I think those little grandchildren those 2 little girls, darling little girls, pretty little grandchildren, I think they're Renee's. She was showing them on her channel a couple years ago. They could, Lucia has a son too. I'm just about done here, but I do think I'm going to, no, I already stitched around there. So that part's already been closed up, which is a good thing. So I'll probably put the wing on next, but I'm going to change to a thinner thread. This fabric doesn't like 4 threads going through it. This is a batik fabric. I think Pearl sewed some batik yesterday, but it didn't get past the mod. It was really pretty, and the mod says, I'm going to take that. I think it was Pam that was modding. It could have been Nancy. That's their payment for modding. And Pearl says, yes, you can have it. So I didn't even get a chance to say me. But it was really pretty because it had gold in it. Browns and golds, and it was a pretty fabric. But there's other fabrics out there. Other batiks. I'm going to kind of knot this. The tail, I'm on the tail end. The tail, if I make a knot in here and if it shows, it isn't going to show ultimately because I'll be putting a tat and lace on the tail. But we're going to do the wings next. I don't know if I'll get past the wings tonight. It's already 8:52. Oh, I got an hour. Oh, come on. Don't knot it till it gets there. I'll put it back out here. So tomorrow is Monday. Monday's a big YouTube art community day. Dee Dee Willingham comes on at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Janet Nash comes on at 9. Eastern. Janet Young comes on after Dee Dee. I believe it's 1 o'clock Eastern. And Catitude, she isn't in here. I haven't seen Catitude in here tonight. She comes on at 10 o'clock p.m. 10 o'clock a.m. every day. So she'll be on at 10 East. I think that's Eastern time. 10 every day. Stacy. See, I'm trying to pull that through. Maybe the wrong way. Let's give it a little. I want to hide my thread, but it's not cooperating. Because, see, I'm trying to put 4 threads through there. I may not get the threads hit on this one. I guess I could unthread it and thread it through one thread at a time. Let's try that. Let me refresh chat. See if anything's going on. Oh, you guys are... As Teresa said she needed to go. I'm way behind in chat. Let's see. Becky said, my son is going to Atlanta for a concert toward the end of the week, and I worry about it. Well, that's a legitimate worry. And Teresa said she'd be praying for her. Allie K says, is he going with friends? Becky said she took her melatonin and now she needs to say goodnight. So Becky said goodnight. Sweet dreams, Becky. Teresa said she'd be praying for Greg's safe travels. Pink Girlie said goodnight, ladies. Sherry Van says, I'll add Greg to my prayers. Teresa says goodnight. Becky says, thank you all. Nina says, good morning, Lori. I guess it's morning where Lori is. Becky says good night. Teresa says rest well. Allie K says good night. Good. Teresa says good night. Allie K says yikes, Meri. Such evil in the world. Yeah. And that girl, she just got in with the wrong... She worked in a 7-Eleven type store. I don't know if it was a 7-Eleven, but she got in with the wrong co-worker, and I guess it was her co-worker and her co-worker's boyfriend, and they were strung out on drugs or something. Just makes you shiver. But it also makes you shiver. Can you imagine being a farmer and out on the road or doing your daily farming chores and running across a body part? I hope Lucia's not listening, because that would scare me to death. We need to keep Lucia's daughter in our prayers. You never know. You never know what happens. She may turn up yet. I don't know the terrain of Grants Pass, Oregon, but thinking about Oregon itself, you imagine it being a very foresty area. Lucia, we love you if you're out there. Well, we know you're out there. We love you. Now, these wings, I'm going to try to put the curled side up at the top. I may come on and do some more on these wings, but not until I have them stitched on. So how am I going to stitch them on? I think I'm going to leave the tail end open and just stitch from here around to maybe here. From the top to maybe just a little after the ribbon, maybe in there. So this will flap open, so when I want to put the tail lace and everything, I can tuck it under. So That's what I'm going to do next, is sew. And I think I'm going to go for this thinner thread. And I think I can double this and it'll be okay. It's really thin thread. Chris says, I need to go too. See you tomorrow. Good night, Chris. Have a great weekend, a great week. Chaz says, goodbye, ladies. Chaz is way over in Australia. So it's like a 12 or 14 hour difference from where we are to where Chaz is. So let's see, 12 hours would be, Central Time for me would be almost 9 a.m. in the morning. 14 hours would be getting toward noon. They're saying goodbye, Chris. And I'm taking I need to bring that down a little bit more. Hide my thread in here. So I bring it in through here and bring it up there, and then I'm pulling it through until the tail gets hidden, and then I'll take a little knot here. There. Now I can start stitching this wing. And I'm just going to kind of hold on to it. And how do I want to stitch it? Do I want to do a blanket stitch? It's a pretty thin thread. The blanket stitch isn't going to make much of a difference here. I might just whip stitch it on. Whip stitch is kind of like a little slanty stitch. I'll bring it through this way. You can see what I'm doing. Joyce says, I'm sorry, Deb. I lost my husband 1 year ago. My heart goes out to you. Joyce, I didn't know that. Or maybe you said something and I replied, but I certainly didn't remember. It doesn't get any better, does it? You love them. They're always with you in your heart. And those of you who've gone through similar things probably know it better than somebody like me. I've been single all my life, but I know the pain of losing a loved one. May not be a husband, but a family member. I've lost 3 family members now. I don't look forward to losing the other 2. Maybe I'll go before they do. Even though I'm whip stitching this, it's just like little stitches on here. And that white, that's green, not white. When you slow stitch like this on a piece like this, you don't have to worry that you have perfect stitches. You don't have to worry that, you know, somebody's going to come along, and well, somebody might come along and say, oh, that's stitched horrible, Meri. What did you do? Somebody might say that, but you can say, oh, it's just a little scrap fabric. In fact, I was thinking about sending it to her, and I think I'm going to have to fill out a customs form. I think I'm going to have to put this in a yellow, well, I'm going to put it in a yellow envelope. But I think I'll probably have to fill out a customs form. And I was thinking I would put artwork, bird made from scrap fabric. So that, and then you value it at like $5 or something like that. I might not put artwork, I just may put bird made from scrap fabric. And then they would know, you know, this isn't anything that's somebody's going to want to, well, I don't know. They kept Chris's postcards, so I just hope it gets to her. I don't think they have the same problem in London that they do in some other parts of the world. Mail service. And looks like my thread got looped in here. Let's see what. Looks like I got a loop here. Let's see if I can straighten that out. Which one is it? The bottom one? Yeah. I got it. I'm more worried about, with Janet, I'm not so much worried about theft or anything as I am with her having to go through customs to get it. She's got some other pieces that I made for her that needs to go to her, but I think I'll send them in separate envelopes. I think I'll tat a couple butterflies for these birdies. I have to get busy with my tatting. Put a couple tatted butterflies in with them as gifties. I got to get them made first. I'm slow. I had to stop and work on that book. I did some other stuff. I did a flip of journals. I still have some journals to flip through. Sharon Lombard says, only 3 of us was left from 8 in the family. Oh, Sharon. Oh, my goodness. I know. When you lose your family members, you know, your mom and, well, you expect your mom and dad to eventually pass away. There were 6 of us. There's 3 of us left. My 2 brothers and myself. And I have to say, I was not super close to my sister, but I did get to know her the last few years of her life. This is looping on me. Let me pull this tight. I did get to know my older sister the last few years of her life. And, it's kind of sad that she passed away right when I was getting reacquainted with her. She left home right out of when she graduated from high school. I was still in 6th grade. Which one am I pulling on here? I still got a loopy here. And so I didn't get to know my older sister very well while she was still at home. But the last few years of her life, she contacted me while I lived up in Wisconsin, and we had several phone conversations. She told me a lot about what went on in her life. She didn't have the most perfect life. She was a pretty girl. My older sister was very pretty. I'm not that pretty. My older sister was a cheerleader, head cheerleader. I was a small school, but she was still the head cheerleader. She was valedictorian of her class. She was just an ideal high school student, that she didn't have the opportunity to go on to college. I got this loop in there I can't get out. Like, I had the opportunity. I was not all those things, but I had the opportunity to go on to school, and she didn't have that opportunity. If she would have had that opportunity that I had, Pull on this other thread and it's being ornery. There. If she would have had the opportunity that I had, she probably would have made more of herself than I did. She worked for a while as a bank teller, and then I don't know what else she got into. But she had respiratory issues, lung issues. She was a heavy smoker. Her generation really was. They thought it was cool to smoke. She had respiratory issues. She was paralyzed the last few weeks of her life. She checked herself into a hospital, the way I understand it. I was just getting ready to go out and visit her. I was living and working in Madison. I was trying to get her to move to Madison so we could be closer together. But she wasn't ready to move. But she was paralyzed the last right before she passed away. And I was getting ready to go see her. I was actually looking into flights, and my younger brother called, and I guess she'd probably given the hospital people, my younger brother's information, and he called and said she passed away. And she didn't want a service or anything. She was cremated, and her ashes were given to her son, and I don't know where she is today. I don't know what they did with her. But her son, I think, would have honored her wishes, so I'm not too worried about it. He never communicates with us. He didn't know us. He's probably in his 50s now. Let me make a little knot here. And he lived in Oregon. He lived close to Portland, I think. I thought about him a lot when all that rioting was going on in Portland. All right, let me pull this needle through and hide the thread, and we'll call that wing done. Well, it's not completely done, but it's stitched on there. What time is it? 9:11. I still have time to do the other wing. Let me look at chat. I've been rattling on here, telling you more about myself than you probably want to know. That wing goes up in the air, doesn't it? But I like it that way because I'm going to give it a tail feather. And we're going to give it more, we're going to give it a crown. And I think this one is going to be stiffer in here. I'm going to watch how I put that crown on. I don't want it to bend the head down. All right, let me come out and look at chat. Let me refresh chat. I don't think there's a lot going on out there, but let's see. Sherry says, that's very hard, Meri. I'm sorry. Yeah. Grief is very strange, Sherry says. Chaz, I'm sorry, Sharon. That's a lot of loss. Chaz says, I miss my son. I try to make peace that he is with my mom and dad. Grief is a very change. What happened to your son, Chaz? Let's see, I'm missing a lot. Sharon says, only 3 of us left from 8 in the family. Joyce said she lost her husband about a year ago. And Chris says, I need to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Teresa says, I need to go and eat dinner. I'll be in touch with you, Meri. Yeah, I asked Teresa to write a prayer for Arlene. I want to put it in the prayer pocket. Did Deb Farrell lose her husband? No, it was Deb Art Zoology. And they told her, clarifying Nina, yeah. I think he passed away a couple weeks ago, August 6th, Allie K, if you're listening. Deb said that he passed away. Wasn't that long ago. Today's what? Wasn't even a week ago, was it? Today's the 13th. So, a week ago. So Deb is still... Deb says she has to go eat something. She'll be back. Yeah. Hi, Pam. Kathy, good night, Kathy. Have a good week. I need to check your channel and see what videos I've been missing. I do watch your videos, Kathy. Have a great week, Kathy. Okay. So, what did I do with the other wing? I keep losing wings. It's got to be here. I stitched it tonight. Did I lose the other wing? I cut and stitched another one. Where do they fly off to? Thread. Is that a wing? No. Well, I'll be. The other wing is gone. I'm not going to do it again. There it is. It's over here. We're going to put another wing over on this side. Now, for it to go, for the tail end to go up, it can't, it's the loop is going to have to face down to where this way the loop is facing up. But it's going arching the same way. And I'm good with that. So I'm going to stitch from here to maybe down to here because I wanted this to open up so I can give it some tail feathers. So, and this time I do think I'm going to try to put a pin in it. Trying to hold it. The other one. What is the link to, Leah? I have to get going. You all are also a special group of people. Enjoy my time with you all. I'll see you at Dee Dee's tomorrow. And Leah put in a link to Dee Dee's channel. Thank you, Leah. Have a great week. I'm going to leave at 10 o'clock. I want to do as much as I can on this birdie. Now I got that. Let's take this off. We got it. Straighten it out a little here. Well, that's actually dyed there. So it just looks, well, it's a little loose in there, but it's okay. Yeah, if you guys need to get going, I completely understand. I completely understand. Because it's getting late, especially if you're on the East Coast. There we go. Now the eye of this bird will go right up in here. Right in there. But this bird's wing is on the same angle here as it is here. It looks a little, well, yeah, it looks good. Just wait till I get the tail on there. We don't have the tail on. All right, we're going to do another thread here. I might still be working on this Tuesday morning. I don't tend to come in and work on this stuff during the week. I just, you know, I just work on it while I'm here. I work on it during my streams, so that slows me down too. And I want to do other stuff during my streams. I've been chatting a lot tonight. grab a hold of the needle. Thread it here. And I've got a little loop in. I'm going to do a hidden knot here. So I'm going to start over on this side, and I'm just going to take a little stitch, if I can, in here, and pull it through until I get to the loop, and then pull it through the loop, find it, and pull it tight, and that'll make a hidden knot. And then I'm just going to do some little whip stitches here. It's easier going this way than the other way. Today was Lisa Conway's birthday. If you think about it, go drop her a happy birthday on her Facebook page, I'm sure, or on her channel. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. She probably has happy birthdays, but maybe some of you missed it. I just about did, but I was checking Facebook this afternoon, or this evening. And there she was. Happy birthday, Lisa Conway. Mina, you have a birthday coming up too, don't you? Is Mina still here? I think Mina has an August birthday. There's a lot of us that have August birthdays. Is your birthday over with? Did I miss it, Mina? I don't know if Mina's still here. I'll have to check, see when Mina's birthday is. Chaz says, I'm still here. I'm enjoying your stream, Meri. Thank you, Chaz. I appreciate you. Mina says, my birthday was on the 11th. And today's what, the 13th? Did I miss your birthday, Mina? 12th. Your birthday was Friday? And I missed singing happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to you. You're a young chick, Mina. I'm a year older than you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'll have to leave you a happy birthday in Fib Diggity. Happy birthday, dear Mina. I don't sing very well. Happy birthday to you. We wish you many more, Mina. Happy birthday. I'm so sorry I missed it. Were you in my Friday stream and I didn't even say happy birthday to you, I'll bet you. What a deal that was. She's 71. Mina, happy birthday, Chaz says. To you. I'll have to, well, I did, Mina did get my tatted butterflies, but I have some other things I want to do for Mina. I want to get these birds done. I have an owl I want to do an owl. I have a tassel made that she's going to get. I want to carve an owl. And I have I pulled that right off the needle. I have a owl wax stamp that I want to stamp out for her. Mina got this really cool owl book from J9 on Junk Journal's channel. Very cool. Sharon says, happy birthday, Mina. You probably thought we all forgot about you. And I did. But I still wish you a happy birthday tonight. Well, I didn't even... I don't have, I don't think you were, I'll have to check my Facebook. I've been missing my Facebook. I lost my phone, my other phone, you guys, and I tried the little tracker thing from my other phone, and it worked. It found my phone for me. I was so happy, but I haven't been checking Facebook routinely lately, and usually Facebook tells me whose birthdays are coming up. But if you're not on YouTube's birthday app, I may very well miss it, unless I see somebody else wishing you a happy birthday. I try to get who I can. Mina says, I've been adding owl images and charms and owl lore to that journal. It's really cool. I'll bet it is. Let's see. I don't want to go too much further up here. Let's unpin this. I'll bet it is, and I'll bet you just do a super duper job. I think I'll stop here, and if I need to tack it down anymore, I will when I add the tail. Oh, I unthreaded my needle, and I'm almost done. You silly lady. How many times have you rethreaded this needle tonight? See if I can get it in there without any trouble. Maybe a couple more stitches. Oh, and of course I tangle my thread. Look at that. This thread likes to, one part likes to pull. And I'm going to have to unthread it. I should just knot it and call it done. I can't thread this. Just wanted to do a couple more stitches. Move that napkin out of my way. I like to have that white background behind it, but it gets in my way. All right. Now let's hide the thread. And I'll bring it up here. Maybe in there. Yeah, that'll do. And then we'll okie dokie. Now I don't think a black eye will show up very well. I think I'll wait and get my embroidery floss out and give it a light blue eye like the light blue in this. So, let's give Penelope back her needle. And let's see what I have here. Let's plan out the tail. This is Chaz's. And it's holding a fleur-de-lis charm here. Do I have another charm? And on this side it's holding another fleur-de-lis off the neck. I gave it a neck surgery. This is Janet Nash's. This one will be Karen's that I'm working on. And this one is Lala's. They are getting done. But now I need to plan out the tail. And where's my black lace? Oh dear me. Did I hide that black lace? I'm going to have to look through my packages, and because I want to give it some black lace. I think I remember putting that black lace in one of those packages. Here's that other wing. I might have to stop now on this bird because I think I packed away the components. I don't see them out here. Oh wait, what's this? No. I think I packed them away. I'm going to have to hunt them out. There's nothing in here but threads. And I could use this, but I think I'll wait till I find the black. It's not really what I want to do on there. So, let's just put all those over there. What time is it? It's only 9:30. I'm thinking I'll work on this gnome. And the cat in the hat, or the Halloween cat, is done. This one is the ghost. The ghost is done. We're doing a gnome here, and he's not quite done yet. And we're going to do a cowboy on this one. And I kind of said it. I'm not in the mood to do those, so I've got to be in the mood. I'm going to set him back over there. I think I will call it a night and let you guys go early because you're all getting tired anyway. Let me put my thread away. And some of you are really good for sticking with me to the very end, and some of you are on the East Coast and it's late at night and you're tired and you had a long weekend. So we're making progress on Karen's bird. I just have to find the components for the wing, and we're going to do the crown. I could do the crown tonight, but I'd rather do the tail feathers next, and we're going to do more of a drapey thing down here. So, let me see what I have here. Where would I put them? Oh, I could, before I go, you can go if you need to, seal those envelopes, if I can find them. I got my July journal here. No, that's... I've just got stuff all over the place here. I've got to find my envelopes. Hold the phone. Once I put my hands on them, but they have disappeared. They're here someplace. I'm going to have to find out. I put all those journals down. I guess I won't do that tonight. I'm going to have to find them. I guess I'm going to let you guys go. Wish you a really good week next week. Don't forget, Janet Nash comes on tomorrow. Dee Dee comes on tomorrow. Lisa Conway, I don't know if she's going to stream. I would think she would, but, you know, she may have plans. She usually streams in the afternoon. Lisa Conway, My Eclectic Life. Got threads here holding everything together. I'm just going to put these birdies out for a minute that I've worked on. I got to get rid of all these stray threads. I won't use these as a thumbnail. I'll probably use those scissors that I have out there. Let me zoom out. Because I was stitching. How is that? Is that okay? It's good enough. So, you too, Paula and Nina. Hugs and blessings to you both. Have a really great week. I'm sure I didn't get all the streams. Tomorrow is a very busy streaming day in the art community. Don't miss them. Look how crooked my camera is. Jeez. Let's straighten that out. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Go and do something to make you happy. Bye. Icy. I see you, Icy. Hi and bye. Keep Lucia in your prayers. Keep Deb, Art Zoology, in your prayers. Joyce Boring. She lost her husband about a year ago. Sherry Van. Just keep people that may be still hurting in your prayers today. Mary's flock. They're all going to fly away, hopefully, next week. Jazz. Good night, everybody.